Browns QB Shedeur Sanders' bizarre mime act was a clapback at Rex Ryan. Shedeur Sanders' attention-grabbing mime-esque interview was reportedly a clapback against media personality Rex Ryan. Once again, Shedeur Sanders finds himself in the headlines. After the Cleveland Browns benched Joe Flacco for rookie Dillon Gabriel, Sanders was asked multiple questions by the media about his thoughts. Instead of responding, though, Sanders did his best mime impression, mouthing his answers to the press. It was a bizarre gesture from the quarterback, who's known to be an eccentric personality at times. It was a weird move, which naturally led fans to wonder, what made the Browns quarterback do this? Apparently, Sanders was inspired to mime out his answer after Rex Ryan criticized him. The former Jets head coach made scathing comments against Sanders, which led the quarterback to mock the analyst by miming out his answers. Shedeur Sanders' pantomiming today was in response to ESPN analyst Rex Ryan criticizing the rookie QB earlier this week, Schefter wrote. During an episode of Get Up, Ryan commented on Sanders saying, "If you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that." Ryan admonished the Browns quarterback. "Something's missing with this kid. This kid talks and he runs his mouth. Like he said, I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this," Ryan said. "Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You've got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now." While Flacco was benched in favor of Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders remains as the QB3 of the Browns. The two quarterbacks above him essentially traded places. Many feel that, at the very least, Sanders should be promoted to the QB1 if Flacco was benched like he was this season. It's clear, though, that the Browns have a different vision on Sanders' development. Gabriel will make his first start against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 5. Gerard Angelo Samilano is an associate editor for Clutch Points, with his focus primarily on the NBA, NFL, MLB, and NCAA football. The NFL is no stranger to spectacle. From touchdown dances to sideline rants, the league thrives on moments that live forever in highlight reels, GIFs, and social media threads. But what unfolded in Cleveland this week was unlike anything fans had seen before. Shedeur Sanders, rookie quarterback of the Browns and son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion "Primetime" Sanders, found himself at the center of an internet storm when he conducted his post-practice media availability in complete silence, miming every answer as if he were trapped in an invisible box on a street corner in Paris. At first, it seemed like a bizarre prank or an over-the-top attempt at comedy. Reporters stood stunned, microphones pointed at him as Sanders acted out responses with exaggerated hand gestures, imaginary walls, and silent laughs. Some laughed nervously. Others shook their heads. Twitter, or X, depending on what you call it, went into meltdown. But as the dust settled, a surprising theory emerged. Shedeur wasn't just clowning around. He was firing back at one man in particular, former NFL head coach and current analyst Rex Ryan. And once the dots were connected, his mime act looked a lot less random and a lot more like a sharp, theatrical clapback. The backstory: Rex Ryan's unfiltered rant. To understand why Shedeur Sanders decided to ditch words altogether, you have to rewind a few days earlier. Rex Ryan, never one to hold his tongue, went viral for a scorching rant about Sanders on ESPN. Ryan criticized the Browns' handling of their quarterback room, questioning why Dillon Gabriel was elevated ahead of Sanders and why Shedeur hadn't shown enough to prove he belonged on an NFL field. But Ryan didn't stop there. In classic Rex Ryan fashion, he added flair that cut deeper than stats or depth charts. "Kid talks a big game," Ryan barked on live TV. "Always got something to say, always got cameras around. But when it comes down to playing quarterback in this league, you gotta shut up and play. Enough with the interviews, enough with the Instagram filters. Shut your mouth and show us on the field." That last line, "shut your mouth," hit like a dart. And if you know anything about Deion Sanders' family, you know one thing: they don't let disrespect slide. Silence as a weapon. Enter Shedeur's mime act. When the rookie walked into the press conference room, reporters expected fireworks. Maybe he'd defend himself. Maybe he'd fire back at Ryan with biting words. Maybe he'd sidestep the controversy entirely. Instead, he smiled. Then, without saying a single word, he started gesturing. When asked how he felt about the Browns' quarterback rotation, Sanders widened his eyes dramatically, shrugged, and drew an imaginary circle in the air like a wheel spinning. When pressed about Rex Ryan, he placed his finger over his lips, mimed locking them with a key, and threw the key over his shoulder. The room erupted with laughter, disbelief, and confusion. One reporter whispered, "Is this real life?" Another muttered, "This is performance art." Within hours, clips of the silent spectacle were all over social media. Hashtags like #SilentShedeur, #MimeTime, and #RexClapback trended nationwide. Fans debated whether Sanders was trolling, protesting, or simply playing around. But for those paying attention, the message was clear. You told me to shut my mouth. Fine. I'll shut it. Completely. The genius of the clapback. What made Shedeur's move so effective wasn't just its creativity, it was its precision. Rex Ryan had reduced Sanders' entire narrative to a stereotype, the loud, flashy, social media-driven kid who couldn't back it up on the field. Instead of fighting that perception with words, Sanders stripped words away entirely. It was trolling at its finest, like a comedian roasting a heckler by saying nothing at all. Every exaggerated gesture seemed to mock Ryan's demand for silence. Every shrug screamed, "See, Rex? I listened. Are you happy now?" And in the process, Sanders managed to control the storyline. Instead of looking like a rookie under fire, he looked like a master of media manipulation, flipping Ryan's insult into his own viral moment. Social media reacts. As with anything involving Shedeur Sanders, the internet went wild. One Browns fan tweeted, "Rex Ryan told Shedeur to shut up." Shedeur said bet, "Now he's Charlie Chaplin at the presser skull." An NFL meme account posted a split screen of Ryan yelling into a mic and Sanders trapped in an invisible box with the caption, "Silence is golden." Even players chimed in. Wideout Amari Cooper commented under a clip, "Man deserves an Oscar for that one." But perhaps the best reaction came from Deion Sanders himself, who reposted a video of his son miming with the caption, "He get it from his mama face with tears of joy, proud of you, son." The elder Sanders has always preached about controlling the narrative and standing tall against critics. Shedeur's mime routine, while unconventional, was straight out of the prime time playbook. The history of NFL clapbacks. Believe it or not, Shedeur's act isn't the first time an NFL player has gone outside the box to clap back at critics. Marshawn Lynch famously repeated, "I'm just here so I won't get fined," over and over during Super Bowl Media Week. Terrell Owens once held a driveway press conference doing sit-ups instead of speaking directly to criticism.